What's up, Planeswalkers, Glasses, Jacket, Shirt Man, back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena. But I'm not a creator. Also, I don't have a jacket, so I used a cardigan, because I have like a bunch of cardigans and scarves. Anyway, I do, of course, hope you head over to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. It's a good deal, and it helps support the show. Now, today, playing some Abzan. I did get a comment about this, and I've been meaning to make an Abzan deck. However, the issue with Abzan is that either I essentially just make the Explore package with a bit of white and black peppered in, or I try and make an actual Abzan deck that uses, a lot of the fun mid-range aspects to it. The problem within that problem is that this metagame is fucking chaos. So it was very hard actually coming up with numbers for things in junk and stuff. I did kind of base my list slightly on a list by a person named Zaphiel. Apparently I deleted that copy, whatever. And I came up with this. Essentially, it is like half of a... It's kind of a Planeswalker deck, but it's not really, because we're not trying super hard to play Planeswalkers. As you can see, we only run 8 of them total, and we do have 17 creatures still, so it's a deck. This deck has to be played in best of 3. And that's simply because a mid-range deck, especially an Abzan one like this, needs to be able to have cards in the main deck that help them in, the aggro matchup and the control matchup. And it needs to be able to go into the sideboard to make sure it can round the deck out for whichever matchup they're facing. So I'm playing this in best of 3. It originally didn't, and I'll talk a little bit about those practice games in a bit. But that said, a deck like this, in this metagame, requires significantly more time than I'm able to give it. So if you are interested in the style of deck, I definitely suggest, you can start off with this list, you can start off with whatever, but play the hell out of it and make changes, especially in this format. Like, I made so many changes this entire time to my main deck, my sideboard, etc., because of I was adapting to what I was facing at goal 2 in the best of 3 ladder. So without... I'm going to try to be really brief on this because I've talked about the majority of these cards a lot before, so I'm just going to head into it. We're running 2 Llanowar Elves because I was at 4 initially, as well as 25 lands, and I was at 61 cards. I flooded out way too much. So I was like, okay, we'll drop down to 24 lands. I still flooded out in that I had 4, 8, 11 mana dorks, right? And I just didn't need that much. And I tried to figure out which of the mana dorks I wanted the least, and it turns out it was Llanowar Elves, because, yeah, sure, I can get to that 3-drop slot, but other than maybe Oath of Kaya and Leyline Prowler, I don't necessarily want to always be playing these proactively. So I figured cutting this down, because I don't need to jump to 3, I felt was the best deal, because it also is the least impactful later on in the game. We're in its place, we're running 2 Duress, and we're running 2 Duress main deck because it's just good in this format. There's so many decks right now that are playing Planeswalkers, various enchantments, artifacts if you count the Bolt Citadel deck. There are just so many non-creatures running around, even in mostly creature decks, that this card is almost never dead. Sometimes it is, but almost never. For Paradise Druid, it has hexproof. That's very helpful. They can't bolt the bird. Obviously, this still dies to Chain Whirler, but, Elves does too. But being able to add 1 mana of any color is actually very helpful, which is one thing they gave it another edge over Llanowar Elf. 2, Bond of Flourishing. It allows us to look at, the top 3, get a permanent, which includes a land, so the majority of the deck is going to be gettable, and put it into your hand, rest on the bottom, but you gain 3 life, and that's one of the things that's very important. I was looking for some sort of card selection. I was considering doing something like Militia Bugler, but I would have had to have warped the deck a lot around it. So I decided in the end on 2 Bond of Flourishing. It's very helpful. The life gain is nice. Being able to smooth out your draws, including just needing more lands, is very helpful as well. A single D-Spark in the main. It exiles permanents that cost 4 or greater. It's helpful in some situations, but not all, so that's why it's only a 1 of. 3, Leyline Prowler. Death Touch and Lifelink just make this so damn good. I wanted to make this the thumbnail, but I could not find a high-res art of this card. I could not. I went to the artist's website, nothing. So, I'm not sure what the thumbnail art is going to be. But It adds 1 mana, just like Paradise Druid, but the fact that this is, 1, a 2/3, and has DeckTech and Lifelink makes this just so good in so many situations. 3, Knight of Autumns. This card is a house, because it comes with a bunch of choices. 2 Mortifies. There are some enchantments running around. If not, kill a creature. Seems decent. 2 Oath of Kai's. Nice card, considering we're playing a decent number of Planeswalkers. That said, this is often just a 3 mana, deal 3, gain 3 against, usually it's going to be a creature, but, this can come down and kill a small Teferi after they just bounced some sort of permanent. It can come down and hamper some other Planeswalkers from being able to do their minuses or their ultimates even, so that's just a very nice thing. And also, you can use it in hand as kind of like I'm going to attack with these, we'll see if they take the bait, and if they just, they're like, this isn't lethal, I'll take it, kill them with Kaya. Fantastic. 2 Seraph Scales. I was looking for kind of a mid-range, a good mid-range card, and it was between this and Shalai. I ended up putting the Shalais in the side and kept keeping the Seraph of Scales in the main, because Seraph of Scales is less susceptible to removal by itself. Shalai obviously protects everything else we have, but additionally, being able to have Vigilance on this and attack in against certain scenarios where I also need to maintain a blocker has been very helpful. I didn't necessarily win the matches where I was able to do that, but it did help me win some games. 2 Vraska's Contempt. It's good removal, especially in a format with a bunch of Planeswalkers. 2 Sorin, Vengeful Bloodlord. Kind of one of the weaker of the Planeswalkers in this deck in terms of its possibility. However, the fact that it gives our creatures, and Planeswalkers for what it's worth, lifelink is actually very important. The fact that I'm able to have a Knight of Autumn out as a 4/3 and attack against a mono-white deck, which I'll tell you about in the practice area, means that I'm able to gain so much life, so it's very, very helpful. And then, of course, minus being able to get back something important is just cake, right? You can play Knight of Autumn, destroy an artifact enchantment, it dies for blocking or something, bring it back, gain 4 life, right? Very, very possible and helpful situation. Ajani the Greathearted. Maybe I'll use this as a thumbnail art, I'm not sure. Fantastic. Gives our creatures vigilance so we can be on offense and defense, gain 3 life, put a counter on all of our creatures and Planeswalkers. Good. 1 God-Eternal Oketra and 1 Vivien Reid. Vivien Reid helps us get some creatures. We don't play a ton of creatures, but she also helps us hit lands. The -3 is fantastic because other than... we have removal, but there's not a great way to deal with enchantments necessarily. So it's just very nice. I mean artifacts, sorry. We only have these. And then God-Eternal Oketra is just a nice way to pad out our creature count, turning these kind of low-end creatures in the late game into some nice zombies. And then, of course, Tolsimir, Friend of Wolves. This card is just a value house against aggro. You're able to get a 3/3, and it might die, but who cares? Because you're going to gain 3 life, and you're going to be able to fight a creature your opponent controls, and that's very nice. For what it's worth, it fights up to 1 target, so you don't have to fight if it's going to just die. And you can just gain 3 life and have 2 3/3s for 5, so that's pretty good. And of course, 3 Lilianas, kind of the coup de grace in this deck. It's fantastic because it draws you cards against the control matchup, makes you some blockers against the aggro matchup, and -4s to sack things either in the aggro matchups or in the mid-range matchups. And then, if you're able to get the ultimate, you should win. This is the land base, the mana base. This was once again made with help by the easy mode mana base thing. In the sideboard, we have 1 additional duress. Screw you, control. 2 Moment of Cravings, because aggro can be real fast. So we need that. 1 Elder Spell. I've toyed around with having 2 of these in the deck, or in the sideboard, especially considering we do have so many Planeswalkers to work with. I decided to cut it back down to 1, because in some of the games where my opponent had a decent number of Planeswalkers, but still weren't on the level of just winning with like only Planeswalkers, they just were in my hand, both of them, and I died because I put these in, not in place of creature removal, but I didn't bring in, for example, the Prison Realm, right? And I could have brought that in instead, and it would have been better. But it's neither here nor there. I just feel that it's great in the like Jeskai Planeswalker matchups, but other than that, it's shaky. 1 additional D-Spark for situations where it matters. Fine Finale is a 1-of. Essentially, this is just for the super grindy green-black decks, right? You're playing against a bunch of Sultai mid-range style decks. This is going to be helpful. 1 Sorcerer Spyglass, screw you Planeswalkers. 1 Prison Realm, screw you Planeswalkers and or creatures, and we get to scry. Not bad. 2 Shalais. This comes in against a lot of decks that have single target removal, as well as a bunch of discard, so we'll be able to, fight that off a bit. An additional Contempt. 2 Kaisraths for the aggro matchups, as well as a Massacre Girl. I don't care if my creatures die. I just need them to not their creatures to die. So yeah. And then 1 Casualties of War, because goddammit, I want to play that card. So we're going to play it. Now, we're obviously going to be in best of 3 here. And I did play a few best of 1 games with this deck before I realized just a terrible idea. I went against Boros. I won. I did Flood, but I still won. I went against Sultai Explorer. They had an amazing score. They had an amazing curve. And I still flooded. I think that one, it was 10 lands to like 9 non-lands. And I was like, well, cool. Then I went against Gruul Midrange. They went first. I flooded and died horribly. Then we went over to best of 3, of course. It's a bad hand. It's a very, very bad hand. Let's see if my opponent wants to keep. Yep, they keep. I can't. This hand is also quite bad, but... I mean, but nothing. I don't have green. If I get a green, I'm not in a terrible position. And if I don't get a green, but 2 more lands, even if they're just black-white lands, I can still play this. Sure. Nope. Yeah, you know, if this is aggro, we're probably going to lose the first game, but, you know, it happens. Oh, God. Oh, God. Not Mono Red. Can't handle it. Anyway, our first game was against Selesnya Counters. I went 1-2. I believe the first game I lost, they went first, and I was mana screwed, which sucked. The second game I won. It wasn't very interesting. You know, they played some stuff, I played some stuff, I ended up winning. And then game 3, they just drew amazingly. I didn't write down exactly what it was. I just wrote, I wrote game 3, fucking draws. That's what I wrote. Their draws were apparently real dupe. Real dupe. Oh, this is the one. Because this freaking Selesnya Counters deck had a ton of Planeswalkers in it. No, I'm going to just lose this game, aren't I? It had a ton of Planeswalkers in it. And I was like, oh, okay, I need to bring in some things to do with Planeswalkers. So I brought in my Elder Spells. They drew nothing but removal and freaking, like, good value creatures. And I was like, oh, okay. I guess I'll die then. And fun fact, I did. The second game in best of 3 was freaking Bulls the Citadel. I beat them 2-0. Like, this deck does real well against them. I guess I should have not kept that hand. Yeah. The deck had Duresses. It has main deck artifact removal. They weren't able to do much of anything. I'm not dead yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm dead. I'm not going to be able to really use a shock land, because that'll put me to 1, and I die to Fanatic Firebrand. You're going to skewer me now. Yep. Alright, so this matchup, honestly, I think Duress is actually still fine. I would rather be in this mode, please. I'd rather be in this mode, thank you. Shalai's obviously come in. Duresses come in. Moment of Cravings. Another Rass's Contempt. Massacre Girl, I'm not sure. I feel like I'd rather have Kai's Wrath here. Like, Massacre Girl is good if I can... Well, you know, let's put things in and see if we need them overall. So, let's see. Otherkai, definitely important. So, I mean, a lot of these 3s are very important. I don't think Seraph Scales is necessary at all, because I do have just Shalai here. Oketra is a bit slow. I think Vivien Reid is also just not needed. I don't think I need the Despark. Obviously, they could have Coffee, Experimental Frenzy, but I do have some removal for it already, so I think it should be fine. I also have Duress and stuff. I don't think I need Vivien either, and since this is an aggro matchup, I'll probably cut down to 1 Liliana, since the rest of this deck should be able to help me out. Maybe I cut down on Liliana entirely? Maybe I drop a single Kai's Wrath and the Liliana? Contempts, let's see. Luna Rose, Premise Jones. There's an argument to be made for Sorin. I think I'm going to cut down 1 Kai's Wrath, because this deck is probably packing a ton of non-creature spells. So I don't know how often I'll need that. I think I do just drop Liliana. I mean, that dropped my average from, I think it was 3.3 down to 2.9. But I don't think I, like, cut a land for a Prison Realm or something. Yeah, I think this is fine. Alright. The music caught out really weirdly. Okay, it's very strange. Don't know why that happened. I'll play first. I will keep this, but I'm not going to be able to duress until turn 2, which is fine, frankly. I have this, which is nice. I have this, which is nice. I just don't like the fact that I have a bunch of shocklands, but, you know, Kesselvi and all that. Last game against, in Best of 1 was freaking mono white, and the first game, they went first, and I got destroyed. There was nothing I could do. They curved out perfectly. Ooh, shit. Do I want to take 2 damage to put this out? Let's see, if I take 2 damage, put this out, then on turn 3... I guess on turn 3 it doesn't actually matter unless I draw another land. Do I need to duress now? Oh, on turn 3 I could play Shalai, though. I have to take 4 total. I don't know what I would do. Comment down below what you would play here. Would you play a land tapped in duress, or would you play Paradise Druid? That's 2. Don't want them to get a light up the stage, but light up the stage can fuck itself. I think I want a Paradise Druid now, because I can get her down before Chain Ruler comes in, and actually get some use out of her. Definitely difficult. I would really love to draw an untapped land. You can't target that, friend. I'd really like to draw an untapped land, so I could play Shalai out. I think that would help me immensely, because then they would have to throw damage at Shalai. Alternatively, I could Knight of Autumn for life and then duress them with the Sage. That's something I was worried about, but luckily they got a land and a shock. Shouldn't be too bad. The second game, I won, because I went first and I had a bunch of removal. And the third game, they played a Gideon on curve, and I couldn't do anything about that, so I died. 5 cards in hand, so I could cast Godless Shrine, Knight of Autumn. Ooh, I don't want a Knight of Autumn in here. I think I would rather Leyline Prowler, because this could die. So I think if I could just Shalai, and they possibly just have enough burn to kill Shalai, which I guess would be fine. Or I can Leyline Prowler duress. I think I'm going to Leyline Prowler duress. This might be super dumb, but technically it does allow me to start gaining life back from this. So I'm very glad that I didn't play Knight of Autumn yet. So let's see. Do I take Sharon? I think I just have to take Sharon. I don't know if they can still play this. Yeah, they can. So yeah, I think it was correct to take Sharon. So this could die here, and they probably should kill it just by playing the Chain Whirler. Yep. So this dies. Next turn, I can play Shalai. Alternatively, I can play Knight of Autumn for 4 life. Then it dies, and then I can Sorin and get her back. I do like that duress. So sure, let's do this actually. Because this helps me not have to deal with Shalai dying as easily. Obviously, with Fanatical Firebrand up, I won't be able to actually... They don't have a wizard right now. No. So I'd rather take the card that they definitely can't weave in right now than the card that they might be able to weave in later. So I kind... Yeah, this might have been dumb. I'm not sure. Definitely difficult. But yeah, the third game they played Gideon on turn 3. They went first, obviously. And I did not have an immediate response to it. And they played a bunch of other creatures threatening me. And I didn't draw a response to Gideon. And Gideon took over the game. I couldn't do anything. That is one whole page of this notebook down for practice games. I flip to the next page and the next chapter. Dude, you should totally use your Fanatical Firebrand right now. You should totally do it. Oh, my opponent would be a dum-dum. You're not actually going to do it. Okay. What are you buying? I assume you're just gonna Chain Whirler. And attack me for 3. Yeah. So I'll be taking 4 here? Oh no, 5. I'm done. And attack with this. I mean, yeah, playing Shalai helps a little, I guess. This actually helps a ton, because I can keep the Leyline Prowler up. The issue is, I think they just cast this, sack this, attack me for 6. Although if they attack me for 6, I'll be able to attack them back, so it'll be a functional 4, so I'll be down to 6, so I can Sorin, minus get back Knight, put me back to... Oh, cool! You can see your how much time you have left. Can I see how much my opponent... Oh, shit, I can! Cool. That'll put me back to 10. I would have a Sorin as well as a Leyline Prowler and a Knight of Autumn. Uh-oh. That's an issue. This is luckily... Oh, this is game 2. Shit. Alright, well. This is probably a loss. On to the fun part. The questions from Discord. Garuruman asks, if you could design your own card, what type color would it be? And what effect would it have? I've answered this for Planeswalkers before, so I'm going to not answer that for Planeswalkers, but I'd honestly rather design a Planeswalker. Huh. If I take my opponent, very good. Because if I take 6 here, my opponent has 4 damage left over. So I have to block a Chain Whirler. Then my opponent can Fanatical Firebrand my Shalai, and then they should kill my Leyline Prowler as well. Alternatively, I could just block with my Leyline Prowler. It saves the most damage, but I'm not sure if it's correct. I don't think my opponent is going to kill my Leyline Prowler, but obviously if they do, you know, shit happens. Yep, gonna go and sack Firebrand. So Shalai dies. I can play Sorin. I mean, a Kai's Wrath would be nice here. Kai's Wrath would be real nice. Except I only have 1 in the deck. Shoot. That's not a Kai's Wrath. Monster. Maybe I should have brought in both. I guess technically I could have attacked first with the Leyline Prowler. Let's see, I'm functionally at 4. But actually I'm functionally at 8. And I can block, theoretically. Alternatively, I could just -4 and get back Shalai. I think that's what I'm going to do. So they can respond here. And let's see if they do. And let's see where they want to put it. That might have been wrong. That might have been incorrect to do. Looks like they're going to kill the Leyline Prowler. I do think that's probably the correct move. So now I'm going to go down to at least 5, very likely 6. Or down by at least 5, very likely 6. So I will need another removal spell off the top in order to survive. I want to say that was a land based on what they were doing there, but... Yeah, okay, so they would have cast it. Well, I guess it could be a light up the stage. Or something like that. Nope. Okay, I'm alive. Don't hold. Don't close the coffin yet. I'm alive. And it's Homecoming. If I had to design my own card, it'd probably be an instant that just destroys things. It'd be like something along the lines of, like, exile target permanent or something. Like, that's really boring, but I just love... Ooh, know it? Bump that. Oh, you have to hit yourself though. Okay, that's fine. And I have nice blockers right now because I have Leyline Prowler and Shalai. You have to hit yourself. If I draw untapped land, I can at least activate Shalai's ability, which puts Leyline Prowler a bit bigger. That's interesting. So they do this, I guess, so I can't have Leyline Prowler for long. It definitely forces their hand. So they have 2 creatures. Oh my gosh. Alright. This is why Tolsimir is so good. And I mean, this should be a done game at this point. I'm still not going to attack just yet, but this should be a finished game at this point. Because I no longer have to risk my Shalai in blocking. I have these to block. 5 rank, sure. So it looks like I might have another chance at a game. No reason to actually do anything other than... I can attack with Shalai. I probably should start attacking with Shalai. Yeah, I think it's correct to attack with Shalai. Okay, so if I could design a card, it would be an instant speed card that destroys a creature, then returns a creature from the graveyard to the battlefield. Because it'd probably have to be black, green at least. Probably wouldn't be allowed to be white. And it would probably have to cost a bunch. But maybe it could just be like black, black, green, green, right? I think I do want an additional Kaya's Wrath. Do I also want Prison Realm? I don't think so. So what do I take out for that additional Kaya's Wrath? Do I take anything out for that additional Kaya's Wrath? Well, I'm going second, so Duress is actually a bit worse. Do I take the Duresses out? I don't think so. I mean, I could bring in Prison Realm. That feels slow. I think this is fine. I think this is fine. Robin asks, what is my spirit animal? And what is your spirit plant? Well, 1, there are no spirit animals or spirit plants. But 2, I guess wolf. I have very sharp teeth. I'm a very hairy guy. I also like dogs. So I guess wolf. Ooh, why have you done this to me? I want to keep it just because it has fucking Kaya's Wrath. But it's dangerous. Girl, I can't notice. Girl, I can't notice but you? That doesn't sound right. I'm gonna keep it. It's risky. That's for sure. Yeah, very risky. Spirit plant? Weeping Willow? I don't know. Probably some sort of really tall tree. Cherry tree? Japanese maple? Normal maple? Probably normal maple. I don't know. Oh, thank you so much. All right, cool. So I can play this on turn. I can play this on turn 2. This on turn 3 if I have to. But honestly, probably this on turn 3 and plus. Start gaining some life, forcing I'm gaining more life with Ajani because they would also be redirecting things to Ajani. Runner Seamkin, that's unfortunate. Obviously, my opponent could kill my Paradise Druid, which I suppose is fine. Like if they play Chain Whirler, my Paradise Druid dies. But I think this is fine. If this dies, I can go ahead and play this and like play Ajani, or not play Ajani, sorry, play a Mortify or something, or I could just play a Llanowar Elf and have her die essentially. But we should be okay. Jester Singer asks, "What is your favorite format and why?" I think my favorite format is EDH at this point. Like, there's just so many things you can do with it. You know, there's a bunch of different ways that you can play it and stuff. So I think EDH. Yeah, I mean modern was good. I don't think it is right now. So I could block here. Is that what I want to do? Do I want to block here? My opponent could play a red instant, making this kind of bad, so I don't think I do. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because like they would have played the thing, and I would have not had the stuff and junk. It looks like my opponent has an instant, right? So I'm very glad that I didn't block. Lightning on me, sure. Ow, ow. Down to 11. Ooh, Oath of Kaya is just better. Because I get to kill this. I think I actually want to play Godless Shrine tapped. I don't mind this being killed by something. Because I just need the 4 mana, so I actually think this is significantly better. because I can roll Oath of Kaya into Ajani, and then like when they attack my Ajani, I get to gain some life. So seems decent. Seems potentially decent. Chain Whirler? No, another Steamkin. If they play another creature, I'm really tempted to just Kaya's Wrath. Especially if they don't kill my Paradise Druid now. I'd love for them to play another creature. Darn, not a creature, but that's fine. Now, are they just going to attack with all? They do. So I'm at 8. Luckily, I'm actually at... Okay, so I need to do this for black. So I can do this, and then I play Llanowar Elf afterward. Gain the life, which is helpful. Play Llanowar Elf, which is helpful. Fantabulous. Glowing Cat Shark asks, what is your favorite and least favorite condiment? Ketchup, if maple syrup doesn't count. Maple syrup, if it does. I'm trying to think. Sure, Lemon Sage is fine. Yeah, Ajani should seal this game. Glad I brought in the other Kai's Wrath. Least favorite? Fucking mustard, dude. Hate that shit. Smells awful. Makes me gag like every time. I hate it. For what it's worth, I don't like the majority of things. Condiments. Fun fact, I don't need your stupid Llanowar Elf. I'm just going to play an Ajani. Am I going to take 2 life to play this? That seems stupid as fuck. So no. I almost hit pay 2 life. Because here's why. Because I only have 1 green source. So I wouldn't have been able to, and I've taken 2 life for no reason. I felt I needed to make sure everyone was aware that that's why I didn't do it. Theoric 6 fan, hilarious name. What do you think of WotC not banning Neo Griselbrand? This is a deck in Modern where you can get Griselbrand out on, I think it's turn 2? It might be turn 1, I'm not sure. But my thoughts essentially are, I think the deck is new, right? Wizards needs to give time to decks and actually like make sure that they are a problem, right? Yes, technically the card is pretty, or the deck is pretty good right now, but 1, we're getting Modern Horizons really soon, and 2, the Modern format is still reacting to War of the Spark, right? I think WotC should be reserved in banning things from Modern. Less reserved about unbanning things, frankly. I think they should give things like more time to shine in Modern, especially like when it's in between like big tournament seasons. I feel like it would be nice to let people try things out and see if that actually is going to make a difference or anything. Probably just kill the Steamkin. Yeah, just kill the Steamkin. But for Standard, I kind of think it differently. I feel like WotC should like make changes to Standard more often than they do. But I also think that WotC should tell people what they're... It's hard, right? Because on one hand, Wizards like doesn't acknowledge the secondary market, so they couldn't really say like, we're thinking about banning this card, because some players would be like, well, now I don't want to play this deck anymore, which makes its record go down, which makes it so that some people, like, it makes it so it doesn't look as bad as it is, etc., etc. So, you know, like, I can't actually justify that. I'll hold this in hand, I guess. I don't know, I just feel like... I feel like they should be more willing to ban and then unban cards, right? Like, maybe... For what it's worth, I actually think Rampaging Frostodon is still bad for this format. But maybe, you know, Rampaging Frostodon is no longer a problem, right? So, you know, maybe they should give it a chance, etc., etc., blah, blah, blah. C. Mirez, CM, is there any card in Standard you love, whether it is your favorite or otherwise, but is in no way constructed playable? Muldrotha. I'm going to take 4. At this point, I'm actively gaining life with Ajani. So your 4 damage doesn't matter to me, friend. Now the question is, do I Mortify this? I don't think so. Well. Yeah. Yeah, Muldrotha. She's not... Like, she's great. for Arena. I love her to death, but she's not really constructed playable. Banana Split. What is the most vile thing you've ever had in my mouth? What is the vile thing you've ever had in your mouth? Fucking, I don't know. Fresh oyster? I legitimately don't know. I don't put gross things in my mouth. My own vomit? I don't know. Most vile thing I've ever put in my mouth. Has anything alive been in my mouth before? I don't think so. I don't think I've, like, put bugs or anything in my mouth. I don't, like, when I was a tiny kid, I think I used to eat ants. I don't actually know.
Past, present, and future
I want to play another game, but it's at 35 and like it's fucking it would take forever. You know, let's play a normal ranked game with it. Dex asks, who is your favorite planeswalker in the entire MTG story, excluding Bolas? You can even choose dead ones, but not Bolas. Liliana, easily. She's an anti-hero, and she's fantastic. Absolutely Liliana. If we're excluding Liliana as well, it'd be Sorin, because Sorin is bro. He's not bae, he's bro. This hand is totally fine. I don't think I'll actually play Llanowar Elves on turn 1 unless my opponent looks like they're a control deck. Okay, well, gonna go and play this Llanowar Elves on turn 1. I actually want them to play Search Rescue, so that'd be fucking fantastic because I'll be able to play Knight of Autumn and blow it up. You blew it up. Uh-oh, here comes the Thought Erasure. They always have it. They killed my elf. That's fine. I didn't have anything to do anyway. Banana Split asks, what is your favorite flower? I think my favorite flower, like, legitimately, like, no jokes, is a lotus. Like, it just looks so pretty. Oh, opponent. My friend. I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend. We could cut ties with all the lies you've been living in. Other than that, what's my favorite flower? I like tulips. Tulips are very pretty. I don't have another land on... What? Alright, they're playing 4-color. I think I'm just going to play this for the counters. Alright, it's going to get countered, sure. I played it for the counters. Hopefully I can draw another land. So I can play one of my 4-drops. Did not play another land. Did not get another land. What the fuck, game? What the actual fuck? And this would have been the best time because they're tapped down for counter spells. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Oh, well, to fairy. Fuck off.
I'm known for my excellent timing. Here we go.
Yay. Yeah, I lost. I'm likely. I'm not necessarily going to lose, but I likely lost this game just because I drew really poorly. I'll drop a Sorin, I suppose. I mean, I can exile that for what it's worth. Unless they do something interesting where they bounce that to hand. Because, I mean, that's cool. Like, that's an interesting thing to do with Teferi. But, you know, fuck you, Teferi. And then Put asks if you could be one D&D race, what would it be and why? I'm going to do race and class. Oh, they do that. Okay. Can I draw land? Fuck yeah, I can. So now, I can play this. I can kill Teferi. But who do I play? Do I play Sorin? Could play Sorin. Do I play Ajani? Do I sweep the legs with Ajani? I think I play Sorin. Because Sorin can get things back. I play this. Now you must die. Do I get something back now? I think I do. I think I -3 to get back a rather large Knight of Autumn. Okay. So, you know, we're crawling our way back in. Crawling our way back to you. You know, if we draw another land, we can play a Liliana out. The issue is if they play Bolas here, I don't know what I discard. Possibly Contempt? Possibly Tolsimir? I'm not sure. I would obviously, like, if I had to choose a class, Sorcerer, all day. I think I'm gonna drop Tolsimir. Hell yeah, bud. First things first, I'm the illest. Then we'll play this Liliana. I'm gonna attack with my Knight of Autumn.
If I were you.
just surrender
If they block,
now.
there's no way you block that. Are you serious? Okay, I get to draw a card and I don't have to minus. I can just plus now. Hell yeah, dude.
They were allowed to serve in any
I will take that. And a bag of chips. Opponent doesn't have double black for Elder Scroll yet, so we're all good.
right.
As for D&D race, like, I'm evil and edgy. I want to be a tiefling, man. Oh no! Slaughter Rager! Goodbye, Ajani. Who needs Ajani? We can sweep the leg with Liliana. Or we could just top deck another Ajani. Let's see it happen, deck. Not an Ajani, how dare you. We're gonna go and just plus here. Gonna go and just plus here.
Like a fun new toy.
And I think we're just gonna go ahead and play this temple that they know about and attack their dumb, ugly face for 4 damage. My opponent is kind of mana screwed, but that's what you get for playing a 4-color deck. Ooh, that hurts. What are you gonna play? Cry? That's rude. It exiles. How dare you? That said, Liliana is like real close to ultimating, and putting them back to 1 land is probably really bad for their game plan. Gonna do that. Gonna Leyline Prowler.
Easy to find.
Going to play the Sunpetal Grove. This might, I mean, they know about it. It might get exiled. Oh shit! I left the auto tapper. Fuck me. You know, it's fine, I guess. Do I want to get a creature back? I can actually get a Tolsimir back, but I don't need to. They have double black for Elder Spell now, so I think I do want to -3. I'm -3 here because like I can, like it's not hard to work my way back up to a Tolsimir because Sorin's is a +2. Yeah, like the issue, like so I'm a little red. You know, my skin is just naturally a bit red. People's skins have different minor hues than for things. Oh, okay. So you die, and I attack you for a Chungus load, and I gain health, and I hold my Overgrown Tomb in my hand. Cool. So I would want to be like kind of the same skin color, except obviously I would have to have more red. And that's fine. You know, I'm a little red already. Incredibly rude. How dare you? Let's see if I can draw a good card. Huh, good card. Not bad. We're gonna go to 6 because it puts our opponent in a dangerous spot. Rude. Yeah, that's fine. So they're no longer in a dangerous spot. I'm actually gonna play Overgrown Tomb untapped. I have 38 life. Like, if you want to play a Planeswalker, I'm gonna kill it. Yeah. I just want to play Tiefling Sorcerers constantly. All right, it's so fun. Oh no, I'm gonna lose one of my no power creatures. Wizards, please fix this. It's very sad. It's very very sad. My turn. I mean, I could just get this back. Like, Tolsimir's good. I think the better plan is Seraph. Because they need to exile it in order to get rid of it. In order to fully get rid of it. So I think it's correct to just do Seraph. And plus. And attack. And I'll have to discard my Vraskas, which is fine, because my opponent only has 2 cards in hand, and they're gonna die. I guess if they board wipe me... Well, I'll draw 3 cards, and I'll still have 2 power. So you need a board wipe. That's a Mortify, you're still dead. And I get to draw. Sayonara. There's a trash card. And attack. Oh. Yeah, no, you're dead. One of the freaking spirits was hidden because Wizards needs to get his shit together. All right, 45 minutes. That's fine. We won. We did all right. Can you flip? Thank you. Some of these wins were the Ravnica. I think one of these wins was Ravnica. The rest were wins from practice and shit. So I'll get a pack. Open said pack. I get to go make my dinner and upload this video and try and figure out trying to figure out what I'm going to make the thumbnail image. I don't know. I think Ajani I haven't used. I haven't used Sorin either, but I'm saving Sorin for a vampire deck. Oath of Kaya doesn't really make sense in this deck. Like, for the image. Maybe I just do Oath of Kaya. I wish the fucking Leyline Prowler, man. Maybe I'll do a Ajani and Oath of Kaya. I'm not sure. I'll figure something out. I always figure something out. It's fun. You know, and you know, I'd like to thank my loving patrons, especially Salamander, Cropston, and Rexel, for the continued support. If you'd like to join them and support the channel, you can head over to the link to Patreon in the description, or you can just hit that join button, become a channel member. It's all nice. In the description, you'll also find links to my Aetherb account, where I host all of my deck lists, including this one, and my Discord server, where we chat, play games, and you can ask me questions that I'll answer on recording. I really do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, go and tap that like button, add a subscription to your mana pool, cast a comment in the comment section down below, pass the turn and the vid to some of your friends, and of course, until next time, all will be one.